coping now? It's a shorter lockdown, we hope, but it's been many days that Victorians have experienced lockdowns over the last 18 months.
It sure has, Kieran, and this is marking day one of Victoria's 7-day extended lockdown, with Victorians remaining hopeful as authorities work to contain the virus. And as you mentioned, we recorded 22 new cases in the past 24 hours, which is the most we've seen since September last year when we were enduring that marathon lockdown. But the good news is that all 16 cases can be traced back, so that's good news there. Now, whether this lockdown will be extended, well, the government didn't give us any indication of that today, but we did see a record day of testing numbers with over 60,000 tests conducted. And if you go back to this time last year, we were getting hundreds of cases daily with only 10,000 tests conducted daily. So it's good to see that testing numbers have really ramped up. And here's what health authorities had to say earlier. We've just had our highest daily spike in numbers in 10 months now. So I know you don't have a crystal ball, but can you give us any indication of what this means for the remains of lockdown?
It's a big number. That speaks to Delta variant. Can you imagine what situation we could be in if we hadn't locked down when we locked down? If those 22 individuals were all out in the community, not just for a day, but for their entire infectious period. If you do not lock down, that's what happens.
Melissa, the Andrews government also announcing its business support package for this extended lockdown. Obviously, much relief at hearing this.
Yeah, this is offering some much-needed reprieve for that struggling business, events and tourism sector, with an additional $282 million injected, bringing that total package up to over $480 million, helping those 90,000 businesses right across Victoria. So we know that hospitality will get an additional $4,200, taking that total over to $7,000. There'll be additional support for sporting and events. And in particular, Kieran, today there was a focus on the alpine region. Obviously, they've got a very narrow window to make up their profits, so they'll be getting an additional $1.2 million injected to support. But you can really hear the tourism and events minister feeling for this industry today.
As someone who has spent all of my 52 years living in Melbourne, who loves this city, who wants to see it thrive and to see businesses succeed and to see people employed and to see life and vibrancy, of course it hurts every one of us. And the best thing we can offer is the hope that we are getting on top of this.
And hopefully this additional support throws a lifeline to these already struggling sectors.
Melissa,